Hello and namaskar. Welcome to this episode where we are going to discuss something on field reporting for television. This is very simple. We see the young scribes report vibrantly from the field in our television sets. So we like them. Sometimes we have various other comments to say, but that's different issue. But it is meant for the ones who would like to do this job or who are doing this job also. But it is for them to know certain things. Again, what are the things to be taken care of while doing that job of field reporting? It's no doubt very challenging. Reporting itself is a very challenging job, but if you are reporting in television, it's even more challenging. The most important thing is you have to be at the right spot at the right moment, and at the same time, you are no longer only a journalist, you are a performer. You have to speak in front of a camera like an artist. So these two are very, very important. And again, you are working against the time. For a newspaper or for others who are not going live or who are not on air the next hour, they have the whole day to check and cross check and to supplement, etc. But you are there on air, you are there at the spot, you are there on air at the same time. How do you manage? Well, there are certain things which we will discuss regarding this effort. Well, the first thing which can be said on television reporting is that you have to be at the right spot at the right time. You have to reach the spot at the earliest. Now, how do you do it? Unless and until you have good connections in the area you report, like you are a crime reporter. So obviously, you have to get a tip off that some crime has taken place at such and such area. So you need to rush. Television reporting is the fast you reach. Obviously, you have a command over others, your rival channels, on disseminating the news. If it is education, so obviously you know what is happening in which university, starting from a major meeting which changes the exam schedule or syllabi, or else a student's agitation. So obviously, first you have to have a good information network, contacts, so that you get the information prior to it's happening, and or else if you do not get a prior information, you should be the first one to get it. That network has to be done by you. Next, another challenge is you have to gather information in no time without any aid. You have reached the spot, so you are alone. Obviously, you have your cameraman, but they are busy in doing their job. So immediately you have to collect information, and you are to go on air simultaneously almost, or maybe 5 minutes later, or 10 minutes, or at best half an hour later. So obviously, you are alone. Getting information is very, very important. And at the same time, that you have to process the information. That means edit by yourself. You have no sub-editor, no chief reporter, no news editor to see what to go and what not to go. You immediately in your mind, you have to decide that, look, I have collected this 10 points, but I've collected from eyewitnesses, I've collected from rescue teams, I've collected from the police, I've collected from the local administration. But 4 points, yes, all these stakeholders have said. So in the first go, I'll only stick to this 4 points because of my credibility. So that editing, that instant processing is there with you. You need to do it. Then first bulletin is over or first live is over. Then you try to find out the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and other points. But one side you have to be fast, and on the same time you have to be credible, authentic. Now, you yourself have said this in this bulletin, and next hour you are swallowing back and saying something diametrically opposite. Does not give you credibility, not only you, but your channel too. So be cautious. So be editing by yourself. The other challenge, and most important challenge, as I already said, is that you have to act as a performer, as an actor, so to say, because you are speaking in front of camera. That your colleague, reporter in the print, is not supposed to do. Even in the radio, he is not speaking in front of camera. Nobody is seeing him. But everybody is watching you, how nervous you are, how authentic you are, how confident you are, and the way you speak, everything is very important. So, my dear friends, the added requirement of a television reporter is to perform, to speak properly, impressively, with a pleasing personality. That quality of an actor has to be added to all the qualities of a reporter. So that you are there. There are qualities. We are talking about your qualities. There are qualities which need to be there, but the qualities I'll name one after the other. If all the qualities are there in one television reporter, that reporter should have not stood for hours together in the scorching sun to give a live in a television channel. He would have been elsewhere, Bollywood or Hollywood. That I do not know. But some qualities are to be, imbibed and to be followed and to be expressed. That's why you can survive or you can excel as a television reporter. The first thing is your attire and costume. You may be covering a funeral, you may be covering an accident, or you may be covering a film release. So obviously, a befitting costume is something which is required. And then the postures, the way you stand, the way you speak, like, now I'm seating. So the postures are with little bit of confidence, little bit of, pleasing personality has to be expressed. Now, when you are standing with a microphone, so the way you stand, you cannot be lackadaisically standing like this. You have to be firm in it, that people who are seeing you should believe you. That firmness has to be brought in. So that posture is very important. Your personality and smartness. Let me tell you, there is no word like good looking, but there is a word called pleasing personality. Remember this. It's not that to be a good television reporter, a gentleman or a lady have to be good looking. No, there is no definition of a standard definition of good looking. I do not go into that in details. But, there is something called pleasing personality. And what is that? Now, if I see that television reporter, I am eager to watch him. Or else, if I see another reporter, and immediately I switch over. So obviously, it should not happen. If that happens, that every time you are visible, you are switched over, then what happens to you, you better understand. But that pleasing personality, that is something which needs to be cultivated. Some people already have, and it can be improved, cultivated, practiced. The way you stand, the way you speak, the way you appear, what you wear, and the way you carry yourself. So this is something which is very important. Smartness and personality. And the next is your hairstyle. Yes, you might have traveled throughout night. You maybe public transport sometime, maybe. But you have to look fresh. You have to comb your hair and things like that. So it has to be proper. You should look proper. Your look has to be proper and you should look fresh. The problem of or the endurance of having an overnight journey where you spent a sleepless night should not be visible in your first breakfast news piece to camera or television reporting when you are giving live from that location. So you must have reached late, so you just try to sleep, and then maybe in a roadside tube well, you just wash your face and comb your hair and stand. If you have another costume, you just change it, but look fresh. That is television. It's a show business, don't forget. Now we come to your delivery. Yes, the way you speak, your voice first, that whether your voice is good. Obviously, the voice training may be required for some people. Some people's voice is too shrill, some people's voice is too bassy, but that can be trained and practiced, so that is something. Then fluency and speed, the language in which you speak, you must be fluent, or there must be a good optimum speed. if you speak too fast, people will not be able to understand. So the optimum speed is very important, and your fluency gives you the command over language, your pronunciation, your diction, your command over language, the place where you would need to give your pause. That is something in general altogether gives you, the overall delivery, what we call it, but it has to give you give clarity to the viewers. You see, you speak too fast, you pronounce it such a manner that nobody understands, then what is the use of speaking if nobody understands? So the clarity is the most important thing that you remember, and you have to be clear to your viewers. So those are the qualities. And then we come to the technology a little bit. You must have heard about DSNG, Digital Satellite News Gathering Van. It is mounted in a van, it's an equipment, and within a van can go anywhere physically, and from there there's a cable connected to the camera person, and camera person is shooting you with the microphone, and I'm speaking from the location, and my cameraman is recording sound and video, and it goes to that DSNG van. And then there is a transmitter in DSNG van, a proper uplinking frequency is ascertained, and there is a dish antenna above the van which is focused to the particular satellite which is subscribed by the channel. And it depends from the geostationary orbits of them, because if the vans are of various channels are standing side by side, one van is the dish antenna is focusing towards northeast and another is southwest, because the position of that particular satellite being subscribed by that particular channel is like that. So there must be a line of sight, and then it goes to the satellite, and it's bounced back to the satellite, and within its footprint area, if you have TVRO, TV receiving only, a receiver, it comes and it is given to the news center, and then you see the anchor in a two-way connectivity. The anchor speaks, and the reporter listens, and the reporter speaks, and it goes to the studio, and then both together at a time goes in the transmission. That's why the viewers can see. So this is the technology of digital satellite news gathering. And there is another technology. This digital satellite news gathering is through satellite communication, the name suggests, and the next kind of communication through internet. So it is a backpack. The cameraman has to carry something at his back, and the technology, there are certain places, sockets to get the dongles and internet connectivities. Once the internet connections are there, bandwidth of various service providers are put together, and you have a greater bandwidth, then you can transmit live video, audio through that internet. So there is no need of having satellite communication, sending the vehicle or sending the flyaway DSNG equipment. So you through a DSNG, you can do it. And now some cameras have already come where the technology is built in the camera, and whatever you shoot, it goes straight away. Like in mobile journalism, Mojo, it can be like that. So it goes straight away to the news center. So this is through internet. The first one is through satellite. And now it is a built-in the camera also. And the next is, phone in. That, there are two things. One is the content, another is the format. Now, obviously, the format-wise, content remaining the same, format-wise, the phone in or, this live reportings give edge over the others. Phone in means you don't have two-way connectivity, but you have a mobile phone, and from anywhere you are joined by mobile phone. So we get your audio input through mobile, and anchor we see, and anchor is asking question, you are answering, or you are narrating the latest situation. So instead of two-way audio-video connectivity, here the reporter is connected through audio, and anchor is there obviously with video. So these are the technologies, and this is the field. And now, before the field reporting, how does one prepare himself or herself before going to the assignment? Assignments are generally done -1 day. So it is first is knowing the assignment. There are two kinds of assignments. planned and unplanned assignment. Planned is you know that tomorrow I have this assignment, so you can prepare. And unplanned, you are on a standby duty. Something happens, a fire catches somewhere, and then you have to rush, and then some incident has taken place, so you have to rush. So this is a standby team, is an unplanned coverage. But we are now talking about planned coverage. Unplanned coverage, you see, you are there. We have discussed this, but planned coverage, there's a preparation. And what are these preparations? So first, knowing the coverage, know your assignment properly. What exactly is the assignment? Try to understand. And then check the date, venue, and time. There are similarly pronounced names of venues. There may be a faux pas in assignment date. So you should not go and see that this event has taken place just 1 month earlier, or it's going to take place just 1 month later. So you yourself check what you need to do, but it means where you need to go, when you need to go exactly. And background preparation. This is very important. Please don't go like an onlooker or just a bite collector, and to be receptive of what is happening. So if you have your own colleagues who has gone earlier, you talk to them, or now you have the internet, you can surf it and find out almost everything in background on a particular issue, on particular conference or particular program. So you go prepared. That is something which is very important. Don't go unprepared. Start early. There can be a traffic congestion, and as a television journalist, you are working with audio video. So obviously your cameraman needs to get the best possible position, a vantage position. So you need to reach the spot early. And carry all your iCard, invitation cards, and other press accreditation cards, or any other cards. So that all these have to be carried, because these days the security checks are very important. Discuss with your crew. Now this is a must and a must and a must. Suppose you didn't get time in advance, even if it's a normal news coverage, you are moving in the same car, so your cameraman is there. Please do discuss that this is the story is all about, and this is how you want to handle the story. So he needs to take adequate shots. He needs to take a particular kind of shots. You want to chase a VIP who will be incidentally present there. So he has to be alerted beforehand, or he has to be alerted that when the VIPs will come down of the stage, you will catch him separately. So all these things need to be briefed, so that he changes his battery, he takes care of his equipment, he keeps the microphone ready. He also puts his built-in microphone on, because, in an uncontrolled situation, at least he will get something from the built-in microphone. So that is his job, but he should be made known beforehand. He should be alerted so that he can plan accordingly. Ultimately, for our television journalism is whatever we come out with the audio video is the most important thing. It's not that what I know or what I wanted to do or what I could have done. What I have done, and I have done not by myself, I have done with my colleague who is a cameraman and a sound recordist, both. So that is something we need to share. And the other things, the carry water, snacks, if it is a long coverage and it's an uncontrolled situation, you don't get anything. And you can think of a plan B, that suppose you cannot place, your backpack doesn't work, you cannot place your DSNG, so through whom you send your chip or cassette or something. Anything plan B, that when you come out or what to do, you keep always in your mind that how you should get the success. At the location, you must fix up the camera and microphone at a proper place. Suppose you have reached early, that's why you are allowed to place your microphone on the podium with your logo. So that gives you an advantage. So these are the things that a camera position is a vantage position, that you like a 180-degree shot, the best possible shot. Now the sequence of events are to be known by you in a coverage, because there are things, suppose I am waiting in the auditorium, but the VIP comes and visits the specially able children, and he sings with them, "We Shall Overcome." And my rival channels got that information. They have gone there and they got those shots, and those visuals gave them very good, beginning of that story or something like that. But I reached early. I did all things which I am required to do, like placed my camera in the vantage position, placed my microphone on the podium, and I'm waiting. But I did not check the sequence of event. There are some sequences which give the best visuals of that story. It is not that talking heads. Please mind it, television is not only the talking heads. It's happening. It's happening. What is happening? You need to capture those happening. And if there is a novelty in happening, that excels your story. You remember the sequence. Then help the camera person always to establish him with the tripod and carrying him and other things. And even while he's shooting, he's looking through his viewfinder. So obviously, the rest of the world is not abreast of what is happening. If something is happening at the rear side, it's your duty to alert him and things like that to help him. Adequate shots. You tell your cameraman to take adequate shots, establishment shot, cutaway shots, novelties, etc. And if it is speech recording, you also have to take a note of them, because what is said before and what is said after. There's no point. There's a good point that you just take down only the points so that you know the sequences. A backup of taking notes. Yes, everything is recorded. You can just listen to it, no problem. A piece to camera, you need to do. A piece to camera is when a reporter stands in front of the camera and then says something for a brief period. That has to be recorded at the location, keeping the background. So that cannot be recorded afterwards. So that is why it needs to be done there. And then we come to the sound bite. Sound bite is something very important, that no modern television story is complete without a sound bite. Sound bite is a short statement of a concerned person, maybe a newsmaker, maybe a VIP, and in case of accident or event, it's an eyewitness. So he or she speaks to the camera his own experience or whatever he has to say, any announcement or his experience, how did the accident take place, what did he see, and if it is a newsmaker, important personalities, then announcements and all these. This is a sound bite. A small portion, when you see the concerned person and hear him speaking something for a brief period, is the sound bite. And no modern story is complete without the sound bite, because it gives you authenticity. It gives you credibility. Instead of you saying, you narrating, it is he saying, announcing. So, a prime minister making an announcement, or finance minister making an announcement, or chief minister making an announcement has more sense to your viewers, which your rival newspaper and television, radio will not be able to show. You present how chief minister announced and how prime minister announced and how finance minister announced and exactly what has been announced. So there is no doubt in it. So it gives you credibility, it shares body language, everything. So it can be lengthy. You have to think of how much would you record if the person is going on speaking, and the quality of recording. Suppose it's an uncontrolled situation. He's coming down from the desk and everybody is chasing, and then you have extended the microphone, but the cable got disconnected. So this is something which you need to do. You need to see that the cable is connected. So you have fought to get his sound bite, but the quality is so bad because your cable was detached and nothing was recorded. So there's no point of doing it. So television is a medium where technology is inbuilt. You have to take care of the technology. You have to live with the technology. That is something which is very important. You may have to catch the VIP separately for a sound bite immediately. And while coming back, you inform your news center, the desk, that what kind of story you have, or think of the story angle while coming back, and think of the selection of the sound bites. You can just listen to it in the car. So you prepare yourself half things while coming back, because television means immediately you have to catch. So obviously, if you utilize your journey time back in selection of sound bites, thinking of the story angle, thinking of a rap script style, etc. So your half of the work is done. So immediately you write down the script and give it, and then can pick up the sound bites very easily because you have already selected and logged. So those are the things which you have to do. At the end, my dear friends, I need to share something with you that the television reporting has got a paradigm shift when the digital technology has permitted the hot switching. That means the conversation between the anchor in the studio and reporter at the spot. So reporter had to speak, had to say, now out of his own perception or on the basis of perception of the channel wants to carry forward. So it's becoming subjective. But earlier with the field reporting, actuality based, soundbite based field reporting, it was more authentic in a built in situation. The story itself built in authentically because it is based on actuality, actual visuals, actual sound bites, and field reporting. News as it happens, you showed it. But now it is more of the reporter's interpretation of hot switching. This has become the new phenomena. It's going to stay, but one has to be very cautious that television's authenticity as medium, credibility as medium, should not be put to the stake. And a reporter, when he's speaking something from the spot, it should be facts based so that the credibility remains. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is something, the do's and don'ts and the checkpoints of field reporting of television. Again, I must say, practice makes a man perfect, and you are doing it every day. First day, it may not be perfect, but obviously, once you grow, your output will be much, much better. But keep in your mind one thing, that no cricketer starts how experienced or important or eminent he is. Do not start his score from 51. Everybody starts from 0. So you are experienced, you are new, but every assignment, try to think this is your first assignment in the field and check all the required things which are to be performed in the field so that your story comes out to be the best. No scope of any lethargy, no scope of, okay, it will be done. You have to do it and do it well. Thank you very much.